We do need everybody to get quiet. If you keep talking, we confiscate the awards. Yeah, we're gonna go through the age groups, okay? We're gonna start off by giving everybody on the team a trophy, and they're not by age group. You'll get them as they come. Jan's going to have to leave in a few minutes. We're going to let you hand out some, and then give out the special award you got. I got a lot of hot air today. I've been quiet for 2 weeks, at least. Okay, listen up. This is the 4th year running that we've won the final swim meet. Nobody else has done that. And all the kids on the team get the credit for that. I don't get the credit, the parents don't get the credit, nobody else. It's the kids, because they're the ones that got out there and listened to me and watched my flip-flop live and got hit by a few of them and stuff. Even the little munchkins got a share of that this year. So you guys deserve all the credit, okay? Now, as all you guys know, I'm not coming back next year. Circumstances have changed. I'll be in Chattanooga part-time. I'll be in Huntsville part-time, so I will be in touch. Come down that pool as fast as you can go. You're a champion. Somebody's going to beat you somewhere, okay? I don't care how good you get or who you are. Somebody's going to beat you. But if you give it all you got, then you're a champion. That's what we're out for. I tried to get everybody to do the best they could. We tried to get everybody in the pool as many times as we can. And when you got 100 kids, that gets hard. But if you got out there, I didn't care if you got 5th place, 6th place, or 1st place. I kind of like 1st place more. If you gave it everything you had, that's all that mattered. Even if we had to pull on your kidboard to help you get there. Okay? So, that's the reason for the trophies up here for everybody who swam. You might not have gotten 1st place in the final meets, you might not have gotten a 1st place in any other meet, but you're still champions in our eyes, okay? And you deserve to be recognized for that. So, we're going to start handing out all the champions their trophies. Start at one end, and I'll start at the other. Go.
Allison Mathis.
Allison Mathis, you here? Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah.
Austin Coleman. Good job.
Beth Ludwig. You're Beth. Okay.
Chris works here?
Kristen, you got 2.
Kristen Davis? How about little Tyler Merchant? Come on up here, big guy. Good job.
Jim Burgess.
Richard Smith.
Melissa Burge.
Shane's over there somewhere, don't they? Todd Deeker.
Tiffany Brown.
They spell it right? Joseph Ernst.
Stacy Fernandez.
They spell your name right? Huh? It's been a couple of years, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Come on down, Stacy.
So no Joseph Ernst?
There you go.
It's taken me several years to get to that.
Yeah.
Nick King. There you go, big guy.
Christine Edwards.
Adam Casper. Yeah.
Christina Hurst.
Michael Sheets. Come on, big guy.
Melissa Gross. Melissa.
We got our frog man. Where's Zach Fernandez?
Roxanne.
There he is.
Kathleen
There
Skeeter.
you go, big guy.
Kathleen.
Owen Burke.
Jill Jackson.
Is Owen Burke here? How about
Here.
Hunter Norman? We get to take these on there.
Yeah, we get to take this one. Any left over, we try.
Julie Mahaffey.
Jeff Smith.
I've got it, Dad.
I do.
She's got it.
I got
What
Kristen.
have we got over here?
Kristen's all I got.
I haven't got Jeff. Jeff Smith? I haven't got that one.
So I got Jeff Smith.
Michelle Sheets?
Okay, Jeff. Good bad Nicholas.
Amy Barron?
Give you free room and board, you can sell the house. Well, the whole thing's the
Oh, there you go. Hold on one second. Doesn't mean anything yet. Mary Weber?
Chris Nichols.
Go find her. Come on, Nicholas, get up.
Come on, bud. Get up here.
Angie Bird?
Up here, Turkey. Put that here, that.
Kelly Mulkey?
Kelly was just here on the boat.
He not come up here?
No.
Okay.
Shy.
Look at him walking out.
Barely gets in the pool.
Oh.
Kevin Mosley.
Melanie Olson?
Kevin.
Get that cute kid.
Kevin, come on. He can get me out of the rain.
Kara Crawley? She here?
Josh Sebastian.
Back toward all the girls. Amanda Healy?
Nathaniel Mason. Justin. Ain't no shy boy there.
Kelly Sheldon?
Come on down. Hey, look at that, bud. Okay.
Get yours in, you
Eric Trotter. Derek.
Lindsay Edwards?
Where?
Molly Ellington?
Jeffrey Perry. Jeffrey.
Warren Kinney? We got a Warren Kinney running around?
Viewers late.
Okay, Tyler Pompilia. Okay. Sean Patterson.
Emily Kaiser?
Hey, Tyler. Brendan Burke.
Randy Carr?
Where's Lewis? Randy.
Aaron,
Where's she? Bad place.
Lori Romano. Love those things there.
Shannon Best.
She's not here. Shane's yelling. Where's Shane? They're all through the summer this year. Allison Glover.
Good girl, Lane.
yeah. Get in before it falls. You're
Lane,
not that far.
Lane.
Oh, Allison Glover.
I've seen all the movies on my son.
Melissa Frost.
Gross, man, gross.
She's not here.
Reagan Deasy.
You know Melissa? Lauren Ford. Kate Creason.
Katie Shelton.
Jen Maneker.
Tom's got yours.
Tiffany Merchant.
John might come back. You'll be 9 years old.
Ryan Roberts.
Allison Burke.
Allison Davis.
That was you. Tiffany Sims.
Rick Cole.
Make sure Grandma doesn't come to it. Grandma's going to
Ginger Wilson. Virginia.
Stephanie Windrum.
Mary Ellen Pratt. Amy Hager.
Danielle Gray.
Joshua. Come on down.
Erin Steva.
Kevin Perry. Kevin Perry.
Priscilla Sims.
Priscilla had a haircut.
Jason Lane.
Allison Huey.
Josh Kaiser.
It seems like we have 200 on this year. That's my, December 10th is my birthday.
Listen up. All right. All what? 40 of y'all under 8 and under? 44. We got a lot of talent in that age group. All the way from 8-year-olds down to 3. So that y'all are the future for the swim team. Without y'all, there won't be any people in the older age groups as you get older, so you gotta stick with it. All right, we had, you gotta pick 2. It's hard to pick among all of them, but our high pointers were the girls, Mary Weber. Mary's not here, so we'll put it on the other little Weber this guy's here, and he did a good job for us. I believe his name is Josh Roberts.
I'd like to say the little children to come down, please.
Need some munchkins.
We got a lot of
It's you, go.
Hey.
Forget it. Who is this?
Yeah, he's got MC.
Okay, attention.
Listen up, people.
This is to Jan for all her dedication as our coach, especially for the little water dogs that she calls them. We put a picture of, she wanted a picture of her and her little kids, and that's what we put in there in the plaque. And the plaque says, "In appreciation to Jan for your time and effort to the 1990 Hurricane Creek swim team." We do appreciate all you did.
Get out.
Okay, 9 and 10. I had the same problem making decisions here that Jan had. I had a bunch of them. I didn't have as many. She had half the team in the 800. But we had a lot of kids with a lot of talent. In the girls' age group, a lot of people went on vacations. A lot of people got sick. It came down to who ended up being there in the top places more often. I tried to disregard the fact when a child went out of town and things like that. It also got to the point where I had to find out who gave me the least lift. And that made it a lot harder too, because the 9 and 10s weren't that much of a problem. It's as the kids get older, they get more vocal. In the boys, now I'll give out both names together. In the boys, we had 2 kids that were just great. You could always count on a first and second out of these 2 kids. I didn't care what team we were against. They probably did just as well in the other swim league, but not have as much fun. And in this particular case, the individual that won was recruited by the other one. So that made it real difficult. Our 9 and 10 girl high point winner this year goes to Lindsay Edwards. Our 9 and 10 boy goes to Jason Delaney. Okay. Now we start getting into the crowd that gets a little more vocal. These 2 kids never hesitated to give me any lip. They were not eager to do the practices, but they swam extremely well in the meet. We got to have our kids out of the pool already, huh? I can't do anything with my coach. There can be no questioning the talent of these 2 kids. I moved them up several times. They still won. The thing that they did that I needed more than anything else was give the other kids something to shoot at. We had kids on our team that aimed at these 2 kids for the last couple of years. And they were always there. They might not come to practice. But when they were there, I knew they were there, and they were fighting to be out in front of the older kids when they could. They didn't like to get beat by anybody, irregardless of team, age, or sex. The boy's not here, he's Chris Burks, and Chris deserves every bit of credit he can ever get. And he does an outstanding job. Gave Sean Patterson somebody to shoot for all summer. Young ladies, Allison Huey. She gave everybody else in that age bracket somebody to shoot for. And she won just about everything we put her in. I couldn't talk her into breaststroke that often. So, 14s was a little easier decision because we didn't have as many of them. In the boys' age bracket, they didn't give me any problems. They were always absent. I was happy to have 2 out of the 3 of them at any meet. But there was one boy who seemed to do a little bit better job of improving in the meet. He started off slow, another young man on the team was beating him at the beginning, and then at the end of the season he was starting to catch up and beat his team competition. They were out there, they were fighting, they were never one of our stronger age brackets, but they were there. And that's what the team's made of, all those individual champions that did well. In the girls' age bracket, it was a little more difficult. We've got a good bit of talent in there. We haven't got the sheer numbers that we've got in the Munchkins, or what is the Water Dogs. So it got to be pretty much a matter of individual pride for those girls. They'd come up to me and ask me, can I swim everything? It's not, I don't want to swim this and I don't want to swim that. I'll swim whatever you put me in. Can I swim everything? Because they wanted to beat their teammates. You know, they wanted to win. And that's a lot of what goes on there. In the guys, it was Richard Smith. And in the girls, it was Shannon Feck. And neither one of them are here. Katie's going to take it down. Okay. Are you going to give all this stuff to them? Okay. In the older bracket, 15 to 18, this got real difficult. And it really did. Our kids didn't like to lose. And that's from the bottom age group all the way up. When you get to the older age bracket, it's real hard to come to swim practice. You work, you got dates, you're lazy, you got any other excuse you can find, okay? And our kids use them all. I mean, no prejudice against any of the excuses they could find. They go to Whitewater, they go to the movies, they went to work, but they were there at the meet, unless they were sick. For a swim team, that's real important, okay? You know, it's the team meet results that everybody gets gauged on, but it's the practices that get you there. We've got one young man who each year has picked somebody on the swim team or another team that they wanted to beat. Up until this year, he was never the best one at anything. And he just kept on going. You didn't hear any less about him or from him. The little kids looked up to him. And he just did an outstanding job. I mean, he would get out there in front and bust his butt. He would come and ask, what more can I do? Can you stick around after practice? Don't go to Huntsville quite yet so I can work on some more stuff. He just, you know, what exercises can I do during the winter? You know, just everything that a coach could want. He did. And the other problem is we had 2 other boys in the same age bracket trying to do the same thing. Those kids just really wanted to do well. And it makes it very enjoyable as a coach to have that. Too often we get kids that are thrown out here because somebody wants them to stay out of trouble, and swimming occupies a good amount of time and occasionally wears them out. These kids all wanted to do well, and this particular young man improved a lot. Up until a couple of years ago, I don't think he had swum competitively. And the young man that ended up with more points, and I don't know if it's a matter because he was here more, or was willing to swim more events, was Brendan Burks. And he did an outstanding job. So Brendan's not here today. In the 15 to 18 girls, we've got a young lady who, if she was willing to swim 100 yards in a meet, could probably be very competitive in any league. And that's here, that's out of town, it's some of the USS, which used to be AAU swim leagues and stuff. I don't know if she's willing to work that hard, but she's got a lot of talent. She doesn't think she can swim breaststroke worth a hoop. That's only because she won't work on it. She's got a beautiful butterfly, a beautiful backstroke, and a good freestyle. Needs better elbows. But she'll get out there and she'll fight. It tears her apart when somebody beats her, and then she'll work that much harder to come out and beat them again. Melanie Olson, you make summers worth having.
Okay, we have an award here for a very young man who gave it all he had every time. In fact, most of the time it was hard to get him out of the water. And particularly when he was down at the end, he just finished swimming. Get out of the water, Brian Barron.
It didn't matter if the other teams were out of the pool, that kid gave it everything he had.
Good job, Brian.
Next year we'll try to put you with some kids that will get you competitive with the other team. Now that was a unanimous decision. You know, I think it's the first time since I've been on the coach of this team we've ever picked somebody that young. I don't care what age bracket we've got on the team, any one of the kids that we've got can look for this little boy, and that's what you want. Now he can't do all the strokes.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's the first one to admit it, I don't like that stroke. But you can throw him in the water, which you do have to do sometimes, and he'll give it everything, every single time. I make jokes at some of the pools, you know, all the other kids are out of the pool, and here he comes, just going like his life depended on it. And if I was in the water, I would have been taking a bath. You know, I would have gone real slow, but he goes head over heels. And that's what you always want. He doesn't care where he is. You can always count on him, and that's what a Mr. Hustle is all about. Good job. Okay. The other awards got real difficult. I mean, that was obvious to me all summer long. Every time that kid got in the water, it didn't matter. The other ones got just really difficult. We've got a most improved, a coach's award, and a most spirited. We didn't have a whole lot of spirit this summer. When the season started, everybody was convinced that we were going to win, and we had to at that point, or else we were really in trouble. But we didn't get a lot of yelling. But as the season picked up, things improved. I started seeing posters on the wall. People started walking around talking to the little kids, trying to get them to cheer. You know, things that a coach needs to see, because I haven't got time to stand there and be a cheerleader, and I've never been a good one at that. I told the first people that hired me that I was no good. You got to find people within a team that can get the other kids fired up. And this person did that. It was always in subtle ways that I didn't know about until it happened. But I could see the results. All of a sudden I got kids this tall asking me who's out there in the water swimming so they could cheer. And when I asked them who asked them to do that, some of it was Jen and some of it was the older kids. But this individual's name popped up. And then at that final meet we had posters everywhere. One of them I've got down in my bedroom, I think, unless she's moved it. This young lady did a lot. She's very special to me, Michelle Sheets. Okay, most improved. Everybody improved. Okay, I mean, you can look at the times at the beginning of the summer, you can look at the times at the end. There's a world of difference. You look at the kids from last year to this year, some of them didn't improve a whole lot. You know, some of them just had to relearn how to swim. But one young man, I don't know what got into him over the winter. He did everything this year. I mean, he didn't complain. He was quiet. I I mean, last year he was getting kicked out of practice. He got nailed by flip-flops right and left. Older kids on the team were telling him to shut up all the time. He didn't. You know, you could count on him to be the back of the pack with the big mouth. And this year he was telling the other kids to shut up. He was coming and asking, what can I do? By the end of the summer, he had a beautiful freestyle finish. Elbows good, recovery, arm wide pull. Last year it was a joke. You didn't want to see him in the water. He swam backstroke. Swam backstroke with one of the prettiest strokes I'd seen at the end of the summer with a good rotation of the shoulders and everything. Last year, he didn't want to get on his back because his butt went. Butterfly's still rough. That takes time. The breaststroke he won this year. He had an individual, Chris Burks, on the team that he wanted to beat. He did it. He worked his tail off. Wore pants bigger than what I wear to work out. I wore suits bigger than I wear to swim in. Sean Patterson improved more than anybody I'd seen, but it took 2 years to get him there, and that boy deserved it. He did an outstanding job. We give out 4 awards each year, and each year they're different, I'm sure. Some of them are the same, some of them are different. This year, when Sandy asked me what awards I wanted to give out, this one got very special. This young man, I guess he's been on the team 3 years, has never given any problem to anybody. He had the strokes when he came here, so I didn't have to coach him. But he was always there. He goes out, he recruits other kids on the team, even if they beat him. He never gave me any of this in practice and time. Would talk to the kids twice his size and tell them to shut up because he couldn't hear what was going on, and they listened to him. Just an excellent attitude. Last year he had ear infections most of the summer. And swam with a bathing cat and wax in his ears when he got teased by a whole lot of kids. This year he didn't have the ear infection. Instead he went out and recruited somebody to beat him. He just, you know, every time, it didn't matter what we did, you could count on Matt Weber to give it everything he had all the time. I got one more thing. It's a one-time award. I had 3 young ladies that got transported over to my group from the Munchkins. Okay? And 15, 18-year-olds, you can look to these kids as examples all the time. I never heard any lip out of them. They worked harder than anybody else I had. And I know when you get 15 to 18, you're going to complain. You don't want to be. It's stuff. Eight numbers keep the attitude you got. You're wonderful. Even when I had to come over with you guys and try to figure out what you're doing over there and coach you occasionally, you were great. But these 3 young ladies, if warm-up was bad, and kids stood up all the time, or pushed people or yanked people, I'd make them do it again. And it got to the end of the summer where they were doing 10 laps for the first warm-up, and then I'd do it again. That's 500 yards. You swim 20 laps in that pool, that's 500 yards. That's a long way. I had to have the first squeak out of these 3 young ladies. Boy, I got from a lot of other people. The only objection they had was they didn't like to swim backstroke when the older kids were, because they always lost the battle when sliding. But, you know, they went at it every time. You know, and they're special. So I got my own little thing for them. You know, you can't give an award for something like that. I told one of their parents I'd be willing to take them home at any time. So, Tiffany Merchant. Kristen Edwards. And the last one's Mary Weber, who's not here. That's the last thing I got. Okay.
after, during or eating or afterwards or whatever's good for you. But we couldn't think, we wanted something different to give to Tom because we knew it was his last year, and we wanted something that we knew he would have in his, in his own personal home. So we thought, well, we'll have this painted, and then we'll have everybody put their John Hancock on here. And we thought that would be a nice way for him to look at that and remember his team. And again, it's not all on there, but this is from almost everybody. It will be from everybody, but we all need to
We haven't got anybody else on the team with mine.
Okay, we also have a plaque for Tom. This is from everybody on the team. We got his picture, the picture that they have taken. Okay, I made a good rule. Those are the winning years. Okay, that's what
We had all.
we got on here, presented to Tom Younger. I put for 4 years of dedicated service and devotion to the 1990 Hurricane Creek swim team. Could not have asked for a better coach. He has been a marvelous coach. We hate to see him go. If there's some way I could rope him and keep him, I would. But Brady started here 4 years ago, and he's just been marvelous. I'm sure you all feel the same way. He's just been real good with the kids. The kids love him to death. I think a lot of parents feel the same way also. And we wish him all the best. We do want him to come back anytime he can. And we just feel like he's just part of our family.